And we are back. We are in Bella Vista. Still, we got here at around 7:30 ish, 8 p.m. at this 8 a.m. Sorry, this morning. Right, just after the schools were open in Toledo East. This is our coverage of the Toledo East by-elections, and as you can see behind me, a lot is happening. There's a lot of movements in Bella Vista specifically. As we mentioned earlier, this is one of the largest voter population polling area within Toledo East. So this Bella Vista consists of 2,634. I may be off by one or two voters there, but it's definitely the largest, at least 70% bigger than the second largest polling area, which is St. Peter's in Punta Gorda. And so, just because of the size of the voter population here in Bella Vista, uh, that's evident from the amount of activity we're seeing. United Democratic Party supporters, as well as People's United Party supporters. If you're to ask me, because a lot of people like to ask, all right, who has the most numbers out? And I hazard or I caution myself or I try to refrain from counting shirts because some would argue that the shirts don't necessarily indicate the amount of votes. But I'll entertain it just to say that based on the number of shirts that are out here, blue, red, green, the People's United Party definitely has the largest presence out here by way of shirts and by way of those representing the People's United Party. That's not to say that the United Democratic Party does not have a large support either, because clearly they have their machinery working out here in Bella Vista as it pertains to Will Mejia and the People's National Party. Earlier this morning, we saw four of their supporters his supporters show out in green t-shirts, and that number has remained consistent. So there's been some consistency with that number in that those four supporters, at least by shirts, looking at shirts, those four supporters remain at four. So just speaking about supporters, talking a bit about what's happening on the ground here, we did a couple interviews with a few voters from all sides representing or at least supporting all different candidates to get their thoughts on what the needs are in Toledo East, what the needs are in Bella Vista, that they hope their era representative, whoever that elected person would be at the end of the day, can address, or they believe should those issues are that the elected candidates should address. And so here is a look into those interviews. All right, and so we are here with Ian Lopez, a villager from Bella Vista, also a young individual, a youth within the community who's concerned about the political landscape as well as leadership within his community. Mr. Lopez, tell us a bit about some of the concerns in your community from a youth perspective that you would hope your era representative, whether you the PUP, can address or should be able to address within your community.
Okay, so hey, hi everyone. Well, the issues are right here is like too much fightings and also like too much drug
Use?
youths and like they're like commit suicidings and but like
So mental health is one of those main
yeah
issues.
yes and but then like relationship status also like which commit like suicide also so that's I've been seeing tons of that here around and
Now, when it comes to sporting facilities and activities, are those sporting facilities upkept really well, and do you have enough sporting facilities? You would say because youths are heavily love sports, right?
yeah well I could say like minimum right but then we only have like certain class, like lower class of sports, and we majorly don't see.
The big sports.
Yeah. So, but then for we exercise, I could say like
Yourself.
yeah, like we're getting back to the level that we are reaching up. So yeah.
Now, in terms of education and the quality of the school buildings and the school system, what's your thoughts on that? You went to school in Bella Vista, primary school?
No, I went to Red Bank Primary School.
You went to Red Bank. Why didn't you go to school in Bella Vista?
Because then I really doesn't like Catholic, so
Okay,
I
so
really
that's
like
your decision.
yeah I
Yeah.
went to Christian. So
Do you have any family members that may have gone to school here?
well I have nephews.
Nephews.
Nephews are
Yeah.
going here, but then what I have been seeing here in this primary school is that how students and teachers, as they don't pass, they get
Put
reject.
aside?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
Like as I've been seeing a lot of them, and
Yeah.
some students are studying at home, like homeschool, but it's really tough because in teachers are really strict right here. So
All right, so we are here with two Bella Vista residents or voters from Bella Vista too, right, love? Two, and we're just talking with them a bit about what they expect from their area representative in terms of some of the needs the community have that they believe their area representative should be able to address. First, let me get your name, first and last name.
Mr. Xavier Cruz.
Xavier Cruz. How would you answer that question?
Okay, my question is, el problema de nosotros en Bellavista son los terrenos. Necesitamos que los líderes PUP o UDP nos den un list, un título de terrenos. Yo trabajé 15 años para el UDP y yo no conseguí un list de terrenos. 15 years.
Yes.
Hay 15 años. No conseguí ni un documento de terrenos.
Wow.
Ahorita con el doctor dice que él los va a ayudar, nosotros esperemos que él nos ayude.
Good. Okay.
Si él nos ayuda a nosotros a arreglar nuestros problemas que tenemos en la comunidad de agua, sistemas de agua, de terrenos, nosotros vamos a seguir apoyando.
These are some huge issues you raised there. Would you be willing to share briefly any thoughts from your part? What are some of those issues in addition to what Mr. Xavier mentioned? He spoke about land documents, water. For you, is the concern similar?
Yes, my concern is similar because the main problem here in Bella Vista is land issue. Land issue. This we need a auditorium here in the Bella Vista village. We need an school because this school is too small. We need the football field to get fixed.
Yeah.
Well, the August thing what we need in there, they have a lot of mosquitoes. They gone to their sprint and they we don't see them back anymore. So, that is what we're trying for. Put somebody what gonna do something for us.
In Cattle Landing,
In
Cattle Landing, do you guys have proper access to electricity and water?
Yeah. We have internet, everything.
In terms of healthcare, what does that look like in Cattle Landing? How far
in
do you have to
Catalan,
go?
We got to go to Punta Gorda town to the hospital for get health care.
How far is that, and is it an inconvenience sometimes?
It is good. It's in good shape. About a half an hour.
Half an hour. So what happens in an emergency? You don't have access to healthcare in your own community. How does that affect
No,
you?
we don't have any. We don't have any. Everything you gotta wait on a bus or you got a vehicle to take you there.
Yeah, and in terms of road infrastructure, do you need upgraded roads or all your roads are fine?
No,
Everything
we
is
have
good.
One straight road. Yeah, we have one straight road. All the road lane is not good, but the main one there you could go to direct to the hospital. That is good. But when you reach by the gasoline station out of town, there was bad, but they're repairing it right now.
Okay, and in terms of access to education, you have a school in Catalana?
No, we had, but then close it down. Yes, so now you have to go where far is home.
Wow, do you think that's something important to have in your community, a school?
Definitely, because with children they have to go too far.
Yeah.
And well, then just send it up that area. Then they had one, so then send it up there, and well, it's the remain there.
What's safety like in Catalana? Is it relatively safe? Do you have police presence and police patrol?
No. Police patrol we have, but in police, well, they're not a problem. The people doesn't have problem there, so
It's
police
peaceful.
just pass through. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a graveyard.
Right, but clearly there are some issues to address interest within your community that you hope your representative can, whosoever it is, can help.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking on to. Yeah,
Well,
for someone do something, help, because you have some people that really need them. Yeah, so, and some people just would want to depend on the government. So,
remember your first and last name again.
Norma Bardales.
Ms. Norma, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Okay, thank you too.
All right, and so there you heard from four voters based in Bella Vista. As of 9 a.m., a total of 807 voters turned out to cast their ballots. Right now it's 10:15, so I believe that while we're doing this live, that number would have been updated. And I would want to hazard a guess to say that based on the number of turnout we've seen just within the last half hour, that 11 o'clock number, after we get the 10 o'clock number, will be at least 150 to 200 more voters here in Bella Vista. There's a writing, words that are being written on the wall right now. I'm not going to say what color ink is being used to make that writing on the wall. It's often not it's not normal to see or to be able to predict so early where the strongest support lies within a community, but there clearly seems to be a wave here, or at least a trend that we're seeing, and we'll be able to better understand that and establish that later on as we go throughout the day. But Bella Vista definitely continues to be active. There continues to be a lot of voters coming out. Of that 807 ballots that was casted at 9 a.m., at least 50% or more came right here from Bella Vista. So this is where the activity is happening. And clearly, this is an important area for these candidates. Interestingly, we've only seen Dr. Osmond Martinez in Bella Vista as of 10 a.m. We haven't seen Mr. Williams, neither have we seen Mr. Mejia, but I would imagine that they'll show up throughout the course of the day, and we'll be right here to get them and to speak with them. But until then, this is Paul Lopez reporting from Bella Vista for News 5's by-election coverage in Toledo East. Thank you.